The narcissist's grandiose exterior conceals a devastating truth they would rather die than acknowledge. They need their victim with a desperation that borders on psychological dependency. This need has nothing to do with love, admiration, or genuine connection. It stems from their fundamental inability to exist as a stable, coherent person, without external validation serving as the scaffolding for their entire sense of self. Their victim provides far more than companionship or affection. They function as the narcissist's psychological life support system, maintaining the elaborate fiction that allows the narcissist to avoid confronting the terrifying emptiness at their core. The mirror that sustains their identity. The narcissist requires their victim to function as a constant reflecting surface that validates their carefully constructed self-image. Without this external confirmation, they experience a terrifying dissolution of identity, where they cannot distinguish between who they actually are and who they pretend to be. Their sense of self exists almost entirely in how others perceive them, making their victim's attention and perception absolutely essential to their psychological survival. This dependency on external reflection creates a parasitic dynamic where the narcissist extracts continuous validation, admiration, and attention from their victim to maintain internal stability. They cannot generate self-worth independently because they never developed a genuine relationship with themselves beyond the performative false self they present to the world. Their victim becomes the audience whose applause keeps their entire psychological show running. The narcissist needs their victim to witness their greatness, confirm their superiority, and provide evidence that they are indeed the special, exceptional person they claim to be. Without this constant reinforcement, doubt begins creeping into their consciousness. The unbearable possibility that they might be ordinary, flawed, or even fundamentally defective. Their victim's presence and perception serve as a barrier against this existential terror. The emotional regulator. They cannot be for themselves. The narcissist depends on their victim to manage emotional states they cannot process independently. When overwhelmed by anxiety, shame, or any feeling that threatens their grandiose self-image, they discharge these uncomfortable emotions onto their victim, using them as a psychological dumping ground. Their victim absorbs the narcissist's internal chaos and somehow transforms it into something manageable, providing emotional regulation the narcissist never learned to perform for themselves. This emotional dependency runs so deep that the narcissist literally cannot maintain psychological equilibrium without their victim's presence and labor. They need someone to blame for their failures, someone to receive their projections, someone to soothe their insecurities while never acknowledging those insecurities exist. Their victim functions as an external nervous system, processing emotions and providing stability that the narcissist's underdeveloped internal world cannot generate. The narcissist's desperate need for this emotional regulation explains their intense reaction to abandonment or rejection. They're not mourning lost love. They're panicking at the loss of their primary coping mechanism. Without their victim to manage their internal world, they face the full force of emotions they have no capacity to process, creating a psychological crisis that feels genuinely life-threatening to someone who never developed emotional self-sufficiency. The validation that protects them from reality. The narcissist needs their victim's continued engagement to avoid confronting painful truths about themselves and their impact on others. Their victim's presence, even in a damaged and depleted state, confirms that someone still tolerates them, still sees value in them, still believes in the potential for change. This validation becomes essential protection against the devastating recognition that they systematically destroy every meaningful relationship through their own toxic behavior. Their victim serves as living proof that the narcissist isn't the monster their own actions suggest they might be. As long as someone stays, someone loves them, someone keeps trying to make things work, the narcissist can avoid facing the full weight of their destructiveness. Their victim's continued presence functions as evidence for their defense against self-awareness, allowing them to maintain their delusions about being fundamentally good despite overwhelming proof to the contrary. The narcissist needs their victim to play the role of the problem in their carefully constructed narrative. By positioning their victim as too sensitive, too demanding, or too damaged, the narcissist maintains their own innocence and superiority. Their victim's participation in the relationship, even through suffering and protest, enables the narcissist to avoid the unbearable accountability that would come from recognizing themselves as the consistent source of relational destruction. Without their victim to blame, the narcissist would have to face the mirror of their own actions, a confrontation their fragile ego cannot survive.